Hello, chat. How are y'all doing today? Also, Woke Cuties, thank you for the resub now and sticking around for with us for another month at 2 months. I appreciate that. Is this the okay? All right, we're back here real quickly before I hop onto BattleBox Arena. Specifically because I actually want to show y'all the hit registration display for knockback again because I kind of figured out what it does. Hold on, let me... Yeah, go. So I kind of figured out how it worked better, but also I've been practicing it with a tick rate of like 10 to 15. So everything's really, really slow in movement right now. Right, so basically, normal knockback, you hold W and you left click, and you're gonna get this. Right, this is your standard normal knockback, right? But if you... It's not you hit and look away, it's you look away and then you hit in the same tick. So if I look here and I do that, eventually I'll actually be able to hit it like that. You see how they went that direction? It's very weird timing to properly hit, but like that right there. How they bounced. How they're bouncing to the right more and more. And again, you can do this going left. The hard part is you can't really do it in a combo because you're constantly holding W moving forwards. But if you're starting a hit, that becomes a bit easier to do, right? Because then you can go from there, right? Like that's the entirety of it. It's kind of this weird, like, needing to make sure you can get your hit on the same... you see, they went horizontal instead of vertical. Right, like, that's entirely what it is. It's just... I'm kind... Like, I have the timing roughly down. It's way easier if you're, like, fighting in... to start the hit off. Because in a combo, it's not... You're not going to be able... Like, you can kind of get it. Because the issue is... when you're in a combo, you have to look and press W at the direction, and even if you're looking away, it's not as easy because you can't hit then look. You have to look then hit, and the issue with that is if you take too long to look, you're gonna walk the other direction, and then you have to realign yourself back up. And if someone's hitting you, it's almost very impractical. But if you're in a moment where like you have the space to like set up the hit, and again, the thing is, right, like if I look here and then I go, it's easier that way. Or if they were here and I look here and then I hit, it's that direction, right? Like, so like, it's really, really cool, and it's a lot of timing stuff. You won't be able to hit it consistently every single time for PvP. But for like, in the most practical sense of this, if there was, hold on, I need to do this. Right, say like we're fighting, because this is a perfect example. We're fighting here, and I look here down, and I actually can hit this. It's gonna be a little bit more difficult for me. But if we're here, it's gonna be very, very weird because of placement, because the bot's continuously running towards me. If I go here, and then actually, if I just make this a slab, that'll be a bit easier. Because, yeah. But I say here, right? Player here, player on another side. If I look and then do that, it should, if I time this right. Again, I'm trying to look here, which is the hard part because it's basically timing of like that, right? Like you could hit them around the corner into you. These are scenarios that you have to try to get to. Because it's almost impossible to do this unless you're like backed up on a wall and you need to like hit them to that direction, right? Like doing all of that is why this is so difficult. Because it's not based on the attack, it's based on the look. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. Thought it was just a cool little thing to showcase for y'all. It's very, very situational. And if you're able to get the timing down perfectly, amazing. The issue with that is you would be playing on a server, which means ping takes into account as long as the tick takes into account. So it's doable, but not fully feasible 24/7. But it is great though. Very, very cool. Because, like, funny enough, I was doing it unironically in BattleBox the other day. By the way, I need to show you all something in BattleBox. Because when you're hitting around someone, you're constantly looking, and because you're looking, you're sometimes hitting them on the same tick as you're looking around without realizing you're doing it. But now that I'm doing it, and like now that I know about it, I'm realizing when I'm catching it. So quite interesting. But yeah, speaking of BattleBox, I got bored. Not so much bored. I wanted to play BattleBox last night. I'm now at Platinum rank. I don't know why. I play it better when I'm not streaming. We're like just out of bronze. I've now gone through all of silver and all of gold. Let me tell you, it's rough. It is rough playing solos, especially when you go up higher rank, because you start getting into teams of 3 and you're just a solo. It is because my attention is split. So like I'm reading chat, but then also like focusing because I'm doing both. So like it isn't anything crazy. I will say though, because now that I'm above gold rank, I can drop out of tiers. So like if I lose this next one, I can generally go straight back down to gold 1. So it just depends. Just like no learning stuff. Yeah, like once you get to gold, you start dropping rank. But if I'm able to have a really good run today and I win majority of my games, Masters is right there. I'm right here. I only need roughly 300 points to get the Masters. So if we have a really good run today, we actually might get Masters today. Way down. I turned it down on my side. I'm turning it up on your side. There's 2 maps that I've realized I just do not like in BattleBox. It's the classic. The main one is classic. The main one is the OG classic map, just because the kits are just not my go-to for playstyle, and so I always just feel weird about it. But we will see how today plays off. Nope. Teammates. Okay, thank you. I was like, please kill. I was trying to get back to healing. Nice teammate. Yeah, the other thing with these games now is that a lot of games, you don't really get a lot of high kills. It's really, really dependent, unless the other team is just whiffing a lot. It's really dependent on at least 2 to 3 of you to do pretty much a decent job. Ideally, everyone plays well, and that makes it super easy. But, like, you can't just have one person be good, because as soon as one person dies and is not carrying their weight, it becomes really difficult. It instantly becomes like a 3v4, and at that point, you just GG, go next. Like, you can win. You can try to get the win. Good. Thought they died. Cool. Very cool. I've also started, like, properly using my hotkeys now, in the sense of placing blocks. And again, I'm trying to score right now. I've turned off my scroll wheel entirely now, so everything's kind of just been instinctive on just keybinds now. At least for my 1, 2 RFV and my buttons. 3 and 4 kind of aren't often. V is more situational, but everything that's mainly like super easy to press now, it's gotten better. Thought I had my crossbow recharged, but I did not. There's still 2 of them. Yeah, I saw this guy jump and I saw my teammate fighting, so I just had to trust that they were gonna get the kill. And Veth is a good player, so I don't have to worry about it. Like, that's the other thing. Battlebox Arena, genuinely, how it's been playing now, you have to respect mid now. You have to respect the fill, and you have to respect if people try pushing it early. Because if you don't, you're going to lose. And it's changed my entire playset and mindset. Because literally last night, I was a game where I was Spectre, there were 3 left alive, and I had half a heart, and I rushed mid and I filled, and we got the win on that round. So, like, you have to kind of respect it. It sucks. But, like, it's understandable. That was the wrong button. Thought I turned when I threw that, but I guess I didn't. Sounds intense. It really is. It very much is a more intense-based game. In the sense that you kind of need to just be aware of everything. Filling on island, it's more... it's not like a respected thing. A lot of people don't enjoy it. Like, I still don't enjoy filling, but, like, you have to... It's a neutral thing. Because it's, like, it's understandable now why people do it. and you have to like respect the trying to push it. But it's also like most people don't see it as like a positive thing. People are like, it is what it is. I could have switched classes. Whoops. Let me heal them. Shoot that again. I like my main thing as well is just trying to keep my teammates alive a lot of the time when I am when I'm playing like support. Like I don't care. Like I'm 3-3-3 right now, but like I've been keeping my teammates majority alive to the point where they can just like play. And so I will like fill at least half or fill up to 1 just to force the enemies to us instead of us chasing them. Because if it gets to like a 2v1 and they're both super like high in health, I can just instantly break the block and fill it. Because wins matter. Wins matter a lot. And like I've started realizing a bit more of that hit me. That's crazy. That range on that mine's actually ridiculous. If I throw it there and that hit me down here, I was not expecting that. But that is on me. Okay. But probably should throw this down towards mid, like their side mid, because they aren't really rushing. I usually pick this class if there's usually one person or a team flanking consistently, but they haven't really done that. Oh, I missed that on my teammate. Dude. I'm on half a heart. Oh, and I got shot from behind. Oh, well. We just need one more win. They definitely can come back from this. It's not like impossible. But we will see. Yeah, chat. Also, by the way, finish the video. So you guys are gonna get a YouTube video later today. I took some of the rounds, not all of them, but I took some of the rounds from Harpy Express stream and turned it into a little there we go. I turned it into, like, I took 2 rounds of, I think maybe 3 rounds of the normal game mode, and then I showed all the games in like that last part. But we get 34, so we now have a bit more of a buffer to try to get to the next plat round. Got a big long question before you gotta go mod. Okay, let me see if I can answer it. Oh my gosh. Where I scrapped rats and pears cancer. This is during that one round exploration streamery. No, that was if it was anything to do with Rat Hunt, and it was like a stream during Rat Hunt, I had no idea about a possible cameo at that time. The scrapped cameo timeline wise would have happened end of January, February-ish of around where Rats SMP was. Or Rats in Paris, I should say. So yeah, just to give context to that. For French, no. I don't understand how that works. I wouldn't have been a rat also. Can I speak any languages? I took Spanish online. I needed a second language for high school, and I didn't want to switch out all the classes I was taking in high school, so I took very basic Spanish online to pass the class. So the answer to your question, no. But yeah, I wouldn't be a rat. I would have been something. There you go. Yeah, I would have been something vastly different. I would have been a, what is it? Hedgehog. I was presented the thought of me being a hedgehog as a cameo. Which, funny enough, would have then also been an evil. That would have been an evil hedgehog as well, because that was the thought process. It's gonna be very, very difficult to actually win that 4v1 with just a sword. Yeah, so that happened. Abolish the head, yeah. Mm-hmm. Would have been an evil French one? No. The thought of it, basically, to pull back the curtain of the character, was that this little hedgehog was going to be innocent and saying what May's character was. Cool, thank you, teammate. And just kill you there. May's character was supposed to be considered the evil one, but in fact I was lying. And there would have been this whole entire plot twist towards the end of the cameo stream where I was actually the evil one and they would have to go do stuff, so on and so forth. That was the idea. How we got there, what was supposed to happen, we don't really know because it never was seen through, but that was sort of the idea that was presented to us. Oh, that's unfortunate that they saw me come down. Teammates need to lock in a little bit, because I cannot be the only person getting more than 3 kills. Why did it never happen? They just time crunch. It very much was just a like time crunch thing. They could not fit that cameo into what they were wanting. Dang it, I thought the other guy did not. Look at me. Hello, teammate? Are you just deciding to just go AFK mid-round? Like, that was the biggest throw? I'm gonna need to flick on my desk by Monday. Teammate? Did you decide to lose your internet? Did you go AFK for no reason? Because you were? Okay, cool, yeah, awesome. Love having a random DC in my rank comp. Well, that means I just gotta kill more people. Disconnect. A random disconnect is what that means. Are you winning? A player just left my team. What happened to my... Okay, sure. I love how I didn't press any other button, but my axe decided to disappear from my hand. Thank you, Noxcrew, for your server. Like, I didn't press my one, I didn't scroll, and somehow my axe just decided to disappear from my hand. When I play League. Because it's a competitive game. Does by... Nerd, I didn't even see that you said you were leaving. Because originally you said you were going to ask a question. Bro, like, what am I supposed to do when I have... When I have teammates who just don't PvP? You can't win a 4v1 as Spectre. It's just not possible. Because it's 4 people locked on a person with half a heart. You can't do anything about that. Oh well. Carry, I guess? Yeah, that is true. I probably could try to play better at PvP. Which I definitely do need to get better at PvP, which I have been improving. But at the same time, as soon as one person dies on your team, if everyone on the other team is not low, you're basically going to lose that fight. Because Battle Box Arena, you have no armor. So you can't carry, like, 4v1s, because you will just get rolled through by damage. It's really unfortunate. Add Meltdown to MCCI. If they added a rank Meltdown, that would be insane. Like, genuinely insane on... I'm never logging off. That's what I'm saying. It just... No one would ever log off. That's just unfortunate timing of getting hit with... Unfortunately, I can't get near them because of that. There we go, now I can. But I can stall. And just fly around and be a threat. It is a very interesting class because basically you have an extra life, but it's half a heart. So you can instantly die just by someone spam clicking you. What games are ranked? It's only Battle Box Arena right now. That has a ranked mode. So the benefit of Spectre is you basically just become a fly. And you will just fly around, and even if you're not doing anything, people have to acknowledge your existence, because if not, you're just going to randomly get hit by whatever. Oh, that's some server lag. That is an awful amount of server lag. Loved the server lag there, Noxcrew. Love the server lag. That was rough. Ping 73. So that definitely was server. That was not my connection. You can play this mode with her because it's very fun. I just go into it solo because I'm wanting to play it solo. There we go. Because more of a challenge for myself. Because I know I could probably run it with like me, CGQ, and 2 others, and we would be perfectly fine and just getting to like masters super easily. But I want to play this in a solo comp. Also forces me to play better, because that means I can't rely on my teammates, which means I have to rely entirely on my own skill. Which, trust me, for my mental health, not great. But for the enjoyment of getting better, absolutely. And the thing is, right? You're like me on League, yeah. I might not be getting kills. I'm doing damage, and I'm deterring my the enemies away from my teammates who are filling. Because generally, an axe with knockback 2 still hurts even without a crit, and you're knocking them away from your teammates. So your teammates can just fill. There's also there's been a strat that people have decided to optimize for this, and I had to deal with it so much yesterday. And it's that right there. It's them, you place down TNT, and then you just race to fill. It's all it does, is you place down TNT and you race to fill. Because you will your teammates don't die to the damage, but you and your enemies will. So if you place the TNT and your teammates start filling, they don't have to worry about it. So and this is why I'm like, you have to then respect the mid push, because now they're gonna instantly win because of the TNT from this. And they're playing up there for it. And then it just becomes a game of just nutrition, of just fighting over mid. I haven't been able to do any of the escape room recordings yet because people are busy right now. Just with some Bannerfall stuff and such. So the escape room might get pushed back later into February for a release date, but it's still a thing. It's still being worked on. Because here comes the race to fill, because that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a race to fill this stupid game. Like, that's the thing. You just have to start targeting one person at a time, just hoping your teammates kill the others. You can't rely entirely on yourself to do it all. But my goodness, it's rough. The benefit is, though, you gain more than... you gain more experience out of winning instead of losing, so it's fine. If you were in, what class would you pick? See, this is the thing. I've theory crafted so many different things that, like... like, just classes, right? Because basically, each class gets their own stuff, right? Each class gets their own little, like, fun idea, right? So, like, for example, the knight. I want a character who only uses the shield. No sword, no nothing, but he can hit with his shield. And he also, besides the shield bash, has another ability where, like, it does something with his shield. Like, I want to see... Hold on. So basically, only using the shield, nothing else. Nothing else, only... Using the shield, being able to, like, hit with the shield, can shield bash, have an ability... Like, if you've played For Honor, if you know Conquer and Black Prior, their, like, abilities are so annoying, because it's all defensive walls that, like, you can move players around and shift them around and such. And, like, if you've ever played For Honor, that's basically what I'm thinking. Rogue, yeah, fully specializing in backstabbing, but the thing is, each rogue has their own little specialty to it, right? Like, they each have their own little, like, simple passive that they also get, like, for example, Forsey can bounce, right? I would want to have a passive ability where I can load one crossbow arrow, like my own custom weapon is just a massive crossbow. And the crossbow, that was the wrong one. I accidentally pressed 3 instead of 2. The crossbow can also take... Where are my teammates at? They're both dead. The crossbow can also have the poison backstab attribute on it. So if I shoot someone with a crossbow at a far enough range, it will trigger the increased range damage of poison. So, like, because rogues can't do it unless they're backwards, and you can possibly do it with arrows, but a crit is like a 1 in 25 chance. But if it's always a guarantee with a crossbow as a custom coding thing, that would be fun. Regards to mage, I want to go artificer, and this is why I had to, like, ask the question if you... Oh, server lag. Lovely. Are my things just not... No, they are. The server's just trying to catch up to everything that I'm doing right now. An artificer that can, like, make constructs and make different things, but takes the item, but, like, you need the items in your inventory to cast your spells. So they'd be naturally stronger spells, but you have to have the ingredients in your inventory to use them. So, like, if I wanted to make a construct, I would need the items in my inventory, then summon the construct. And then it could fight for me or defend for me or do whatever, right? And it can get as complicated or as simple as we want it. But yeah, those are kind of the kind of the 3 that I had at the start. Would be good for building. Well, no, so like it's 4 spells equal to like trying to heal my teammate, but there you go, teammate. But like it's still 4 spells, but like I can, like if I want to make a TNT cannon, like a special customized one, I could make that spell and it would launch TNT or something, and it's like a custom way of doing it. Which kingdom would you be in? Really doesn't matter, because the kingdoms are kind of balanced to fit each other, so I think it would just depend on how they're wanting it to go. When you're TNT explosions are just fun. Literally, I helped Forsey the other, like, before Bannerfall, it was on his subathon. I helped Forsey create a arrow volley ballista. Again, you gotta respect the 1v, the placing mid, because if I didn't worry about that, they would have won. Or I have seen Cherry's origin story animation. It's really good. It's so good. I have this weird theory in my head, chat, after the Bannerfall stream yesterday from Owen's POV. I'll tell you all after this game, but I have such a weird headcanon theory that, like, it might be true, it might not be. I need to heal really badly. I whipped my hit there. I was trying to combo. I should have just critted. That was on me. Why do we have a teammate going 0-5? Please, teammate. Please. At least 1 kill. Ay. Like, please, teammate, just get 1 kill. If you get 1 kill, it'd be so easy. I know you're doing damage, but the damage isn't helping when they're healing. Okay, game, I would love it if when I pull out my crossbow... Oh, that's fair. I whiffed my hit because I, again, knock back, different direction. When I switch and press my offhand to my crossbow, it actually switches over. Would love that, thank you. But yeah, like, I'm 7, 5, and 6 right now, and this game is only a 4-3. These rounds get way so close. So close. See? So good. Good job, teammate. You went 2 and 5. Thank you. Like, doing going 7 and 5 and 6 right now, and we're on and it's a 4-5 or 4-3. Just want to at least get one down, just for now. Okay, cool. Nice job, teammate. Again, I'm playing heals. I'm playing entirely heal and support. Oh, 7-5-6 I will take. Played a little bit slower towards the end there, but I had to protect mid in case anyone tried to fly in. That's gonna put me, yeah, just shy under. We do get less and less points the closer we get to master, but it's not terrible. Okay, so basically, theory time, right? I'm gonna go to parkour real quick, just because I haven't done parkour yet while I explain this. So, the theory of Bannerfall, this red versus blue idea, right? So, what if, and hear me out here, the two nations started over a group of friends playing kingdoms. And something happened and they argued and they split into two nations, red versus blue. But it started with a group of friends just playing as knights and kings and queens and monarchs. And the reason why I say this is because in Owen's stream, there was this very small nation or kingdom that, yes, had red banners on it, but I don't know if those red banners were placed by Red Nation once they found it first, or if there were no banners on it in the first place. But it was just a small little nation, or a small kingdom. They were placed by Red. Yeah, so they were placed by Red Nation. So if there were no banners on it, and it was just this kingdom of white blocks, pale oak blocks, and had no actual connection or ties to it, and it was much smaller. And to be fair, I think it's literally near the middle of no man's land, right in the middle between the two nations. What if that kingdom was the original kingdom of these kids playing as monarchs, kings, queens, and royalty? And that's why it's smaller, is because they were forts. They were little forts of like cardboard boxes, quote unquote, and such. Of those were their homes and their castles, because there was a small throne in a very small building for a castle, right? All within white blocks, all within no color, right? No color. White is a neutral middle ground, absence of color. So what happens if something was to like, they had a disagreement at something and then they fought against each other and it became a red versus blue, and over time it grew bigger and bigger to where now it actually is these two nations fighting after generations of what just happened to be a simple kids game. And hear me out. PoW Creations Multiverse is a bunch of different crafted. Okay, so here's the thing. Multiverse, PoW will never do. Owen and Appo both have mentioned that anything related to the multiverse stuff, they will never have their SMBs intertwined. Even characters can't have things that are multiversal level. You can bring like nuance into it and like, oh, funny like callbacks and such. But like, for example, my character, my multiverse stuff with like Cowboys SMP, when I did that, and like Vampire SMP, right? The characters are strictly to that world. It's the same with like Sausage and his multiverse stuff, or Martin and his multiverse stuff. It's entirely separate. You have to create a reasoning for it to be separate, so these characters aren't... It's not the same person just going to and from to different places. And trust me, there have been speculations of like Outsiders, Multiverse, Star Theory. I'm just jumping on that wrong. I just need to do it there. Yeah. It definitely is like a headcanon that people have thought of. But yeah, so that's why I'm like, this... It's a theory. It's a bit of a headcanon. But at the same time, I also wouldn't pass Appo or Owen to do that as, like, the world-building story, you know? Like a zoomed out headcanon? Yeah, of course. But yeah, I saw that on stream, and that was one that instantly, like, just came into my head of, like, this is a small kingdom, and there's no actual banners, and it's basically in the middle of no man's land, right between the two nations. They wouldn't just put this here, and then also, like, if it would... I think what makes it more significant, right, is it's not just a bunch of random buildings and rubble. There's the only piece of interior furniture that is actually anywhere in that rubble is the throne. The throne is the only thing besides the walls that is left remaining. Like, left remaining out of all that. You could say the banner fell. Exactly. But, like, no, that literally is Bannerfall. In the opening week. Don't get me started with pirates. That's basically what I was doing with pirates. I was theory crafting and headcanoning. Not headcanoning, but theory crafting and, like, lore explanation. And Apple looked at it, and I, without any common knowledge of me guessing, and I was like 80% right on the entirety of Pirates lore. So we don't... It's kind of crazy, because again, I am a storyteller as much as Appa is a storyteller with writing. And so I pick up context clues very, very easily, and I'm very observant. So it gets to the point where I can kind of theorize, like, is this where it's going to lead? Yeah, but for those who don't know, I have an entire Mirio web, like, spiderweb board that is everything in Pirates that I was predicting and theorizing based off the information that we were given per, like, little teaser video or, like, new releases to everything else and, like, the lore stuff. I was tying it all together. The gun board. Do you still have it saved? I think I do. I can actually show chat if chat wants to see it real quickly. Let me just finish this. Oh, and After are both very talented. So you're the red... Yeah, no, basically that was... The red string meme was this theory board. Like, that's entirely what this board was. I just need to go find it. Which I should be able to Pretty. I always clip on that corner piece there. Pretty easily. What I clip there? Like, I was making, like, when I was streaming, I was explaining in theory crafting it. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. Mirio. Oh, not you. This, please, and thank you. Waiting for it to load because I don't load. Yep, here it is. All right, let me pull this over real quick. All right, let me switch screens. Also, get ready for like a flashbang of white because it is just white. So the Lore of Pirates SMP. I'm about to zoom out, and this is why we joke about the gun board because I've somehow unironically turned this board into the shape of a gun. But it goes out. As you can see, the shape of a gun. Yeah. Okay, here we're talking about theory stuff. Yeah, so this is why we joke about the gun board. Right, so basically, this is just world building on the aspects of the island itself. This was stuff that Cruppy drew. And so this is my theory. Right. So I made this theory board after the first stream of Pirates SMP on July 30th, 2023, right? So from the very beginning, I had this theory of underlining eldritch horror of the old god based on the idea of the purple corruption, which is this. AMZ dies with corruption, Cruppy spawns. I then, on the same day, theorized Gucky died by petrification. Just from this image alone. Done by the hooded people from the crypts. By the way, big spoilers, big spoilers for Pirates if you have not seen it. But it's been 2 years now, or 3 years. But I theorized off of this one stream alone the idea of the petrification that these hooded figures do at these temples, and they basically take the soul out of the person and they become petrified for the incoming views. So this all happened, right? We then go back into then September, continuing on this idea of we learn that the church, the people of the Hooded have been keeping the purple corruption at chained to the ice wall underneath so it can't escape. But from what AMC said, because of her actions, they're going on to saying, in my mode lead, she abandoned me when I finally meeting the cast. They say I've been trying to find Iris, right? I then theorized at the very, very end of this, with the whole after this main main drop of who's Iris? This person is Iris. And I'm like, this is the one that caused the ice wall to split the city in half and caused the purple corruption to get trapped. And the church she commands, and they're going to use the ice wall as a petrification to destroy the purple corruption, and use Guki as a sacrifice to harness whatever power they're using. And so I went deeper into this, being like, this entire ice wall, as well as because of the church, and this ice wall that is what's keeping everybody within the entire border, is because of Iris using these powers. And now that the corruption is free, we then see it start spiraling out, and like I was theorizing out of my mind, and like spot on to all this. Now I didn't realize. Now the biggest thing was then this whole reveal on the left side. Right. Basically, this whole thing was the whole scene of people getting captured to be sacrificed by the church. And again, we see the purpose of the eye and the custom yeti stuff in that. But the way you think is, it generally is. You could, yeah, because I'm proud that I was able to get all this in a series. And then I started deep diving into like the pages that like Cuevo found, with the church's like a base where the church is at and the moving island, but then also like when they defeat Altair, the group finds 4 logs. The pirates then attack the base camp. These are the 4 logs. We managed to corner her. For weeks we've been hopping from eye to eye with her corruption, but today's finally time. I think I've tracked down Ivy. This is when we learned about Ivy. And these logs talk about Ivy, which in fact is the corruption, and how she's floating island to island hiding the church. And again, this is basically tying back to all of this stuff on this side about the eye of the corruption fleeing. So we learned that corruption's name is Ivy. Learned about the right hand of Altair. And we see all this. We see this down to here. And then we go. And again, this is another crazy thing. At the end of this, when Ivy gets taken and in human form, Ivy says to go find Sandro, right? I was like, who's Sandro? And then theorizing and thinking about it, I then figured out this was Sandro. Sandro Caravel, the person who formed the faction Isles, and who somehow has connections with Ivy and Iris. Now, at that point, I didn't know how. I was just assuming based off the information of, because someone I forgot mentioned about the statue. Someone mentioned who the statue was on the faction Isles, being like, oh, that statue, that's Sandro. Or there was a book, something along those lines. And I remembered it, and so I'm like, that's who Ivy's mentioning, because it ties back to the faction Isles. But then we found all this, and this is who we really... This was my theory for Sandro. Sandro Caravel encountered Iris way before either of them knew what the corruption Ivy was. After years of working together with Iris, even the possibility of being Iris's right hand, down to the line Sandro and Iris discovered Ivy the corruption. Then at something happened that caused Sandro and Ivy to disagree about... Sandro and Iris... to disagree about something that they parted ways. Iris now stops Ivy while Sandro is more of an ally. The thing is, we don't realize here, big spoilers if you haven't seen Pirates. Sandro Caravel is actually, ironically, the bad guy in most of this, because he's the father of these two. We learn about this at the very, very end, towards the ending of Pirates. Because the answer is Ajax worked with Iris, which was Sandro Caravel's actual name. And he was tasked to become Sandro Caravel to create a group of free-spirited pirates, but in the end, he disappointed Iris' action and fled. And so Wait, actually, no, sorry. He wasn't the father. Someone else was the father. Their father basically made them do this, which caused them to have these powers. You learn about that. But this is basically the entire story of him going insane with his failure and guilt. But he worked for the church at the time, and they needed free-spirited pirates to gain power to stop Ivy. And we learn about who Ivy and Iris are sisters because basically their father caused them to gain powers, and they kind of both went wrong. Yeah. But Ajax was told by Iris to create the Pirate Isles so they can actually take pirates, because without free souls they become powerless. And so Ivy needs them in a way that's yin and yang. Disneyland movies, it very much is similar, right? And so basically this is just the writings and screenshots of how it all went down. And he was also, soon enough, the church then came for his family, and he got Turning Point. He fled to this island where we learn about Ajax's story, and then we ended here. And then we get to the finale, which I didn't put here because basically this was before the finale happened. But that's where we learned that Ivy and Iris are sisters, that their dad basically were doing tests, and it caused them to gain these powers. Ivy became really corrupted. Iris could never age, but she could never age if she had souls, so she needed to form a church to gain the souls to continuously use the powers to perform miracles, which again, the ice wall and such. So again, I'm about 80% right, because towards the ending about like who Sandra Caravel was and like some of the stuff was wrong, but everything leading up to it of what the church was and who Iris was and everything else, I was like spot on. I just never thought they would be sisters. But yeah, which is very funny. And this makes me want to try it again. Yeah. It's a really good story if you just watch like the main points of it. The thing with Ooh, 950. The thing with Pirates SMP lore, right? And it's very funny is that anytime when the animations first came out for Ivy and Iris, the fandom was like, yes, Yuri, or Toxic Yuri, yes. And Appo and Owen both went, hold on. Without trying to say what it was, because they were sisters. That they were sisters. Yes, as soon as the scene with Iris and Ivy were both shown, Appo then had to make a tweet being like, hey, they're sisters, because we kind of gotta let y'all know that. Yeah, just because the fandom was like, yes, Toxic Yuri, which is very, very funny. Someone teleported up and above us. It's just one left. Like, unexpected Detective Con fans, yeah. Detective Conan, yeah. Bly's Pure Intention Souls. The classic siblings are dating. But yeah, so I didn't realize that until after, and then it made a lot more sense once Appo said that. But yeah, no, that's my pirate theory board. Like I said, 80% right on my theories and my like speculations on what was happening. Thank you, teammate. They just have a crossbow, so... Cool. We're to be cousins a few years later. Yeah, like I said, my theory for Bannerfall is that originally it was just a bunch of kids or friends acting as monarchs and rulers and such, and then knights and wizards and rogues, and which then turned into a much bigger grand scale thing because of a disagreement that happened because of that one ruined area that's like right near, like that's right in the middle of no man's land. Oh, I thought I hit that arrow shot. Okay. But yeah, like that's my main theory. And basically an argument split to where years later, you know, red versus blue. And two friend knights blamed each other. And that's what started the okay, you could say that, but again, we get to the speculation of like we're just adding angst to add angst. Right? Like it could definitely be that like someone did die, but also just could have been an argument. Again, it could have just been a dumb petty disagreement that caused them to have that caused them to fight, right? Like that could entirely be. Yep. To be moderation, because everything sad always makes me less sad. Yeah, no, like you add angst to add angst, it. That's why we're all fighting. If you add angst just to make it more sad for no reason, there's like no justifiable reason to it. It's like, yeah, okay, but at the same time, it's not needed. Not saying it's wrong, but like, I don't think, because for how lighthearted this SMP is, and it's not like as dark and gloomy as a lot of them are making it to be. Dang, I whipped my second and third. Wow, okay, team. Oh, I see we have two teammates that are both 1 and 4 and 1 and 5. Oh wait, no, that's not us. They have two teammates. We have one teammate going 1 and 5. That's rough. Not fun having teams that go teammates only getting 1 kill. Not fun. It seemed ruthless, but yeah, that's individual backstory. That's not world building backstory. Someone's life can be terrible, but the entire world building of a story can be perfectly fine. You don't need plot for angst, but also you don't need angst for plot. You know? Okay, cool. Love getting hit with 2 arrows by random people. Awesome. It's not even at the same time. I don't know what happened all of a sudden. That wasn't just behind the throne. It could have been. I don't know what was in the chest behind the throne. I just, what was it? A spear, a crown, and a flower. I'm also not critting. I need to start critting more. Okay, I thought it was a 2v2, not a 3v2. This needs to be bigger. That, like, this 100% needs to be bigger on the top left, because you never pay attention to it, so you never know who's actually dead on your team and who isn't. Like, make it only your team that you can see, or the enemy team, or something, because it's so difficult to understand what team's winning or losing just about a quick glance. That's a cool game. Thank you for... Yeah, I just need to kill you first. But yeah. Like, who got to wear the crown or something. Yeah, like, they could have just been fired, like, I want to be monarch. No, I want to be monarch. No, I want to be the king. Or no, I want to be the king. Like, it could have been something like that. Right? Like, it could have just been entirely just them wanting to be the ruler of the kingdom. And it just been like, fine, well, I'm going to make my own nation. Okay, well, I'll make my own nation. It's that whole story. And they failed. Yep. Because they were losing and we weren't paying attention to mid. And that's why I'm like, we have to pay attention to mid because it always ends up being a free-for-all brawl on that. And if you're not paying attention to mid, they will just win. How the kingdoms act right now, it's like kids playing in the background. Yep. It very much is like, oh, they are terrible, terrible people. And no, they're terrible, terrible, because you don't actually know. Because it's just one side saying, no, we're better than that kingdom. We're actually better than that kingdom. It's that whole... Sounds better. The thing is, it's not like... Owen and Appa's characters aren't like rulers of those nations. It's very much like all these people that are in these nations now, and you bad and horrible. Do you want to play for? Yeah, like it's very much these people living in these nations now don't know the reason why there's a red versus blue nation. No one's asked the question in the first place, because the reason why these nations have been here for so long is because people have just always been there. No one's asked the why. Why did red and blue nations start in the first place? They've always just assumed and answered the point of it's because it's been like that for X amount of years. It's just what's been normal. So perfectly like makes sense, or it happened a long time ago. Oh, it's the Leviathan stuff. Cool. So very much a way of seeing it in that regards. Because I think I've seen a movie based off of that. I forget by who, though. I remember an animated movie that I'm forgetting about. That is something in regard where it's two nations fighting and bickering, and it's been like that for a long time, and they go back and I don't know why Bannerfall just reminds me of it. I forget what the movie's called, but I remember watching when I was younger. Just an animated movie. Romeo and Juliet? No. No. Animated. Oh, did I miss the arrow shot there? Cool. I'll take the assist. About it. If it was a child squabble, since it's essentially driving into the war. Yeah, no, but that's the thing. That's like everyone keeps saying no. But like that's the thing. It's a senseless fight that happened years and years ago. I know what it was. I'm thinking. I just remember what I'm also tying this to. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Okay, well, they got high ground because we're not watching mid. No one's watching mid. We're all just fighting up top. Yeah, Avatar: Last Airbender, yes. Because there's an episode in that, in one of the early stages of Avatar episodes of Avatar: Last Airbender. It is a... They're trying to deal with creatures. I forget, like, they're trying to deal with, like, bugs or underground things. I forget what it is. And they're trying to cross this massive chasm, canyon, desert thing. And there's a group of people. They're like, we'll take with you. We'll take you this direction. The other group's like, no, we'll take you this direction. And they're like, why don't you both go there? It's like, no, because these people are bad. Secret Tunnel episode? Not the Secret Tunnel episode. Amish episode? I think maybe it's that one already. Hold on, I need to go like see which episode it properly was. I'm kind of not doing anything this round. I'm kind of just dealing damage and taking shots, but that's about it. But you know what? If my teammates want to be aggressive, that's fine. I'm talking to the chat. Oh, the Great Divide. Yes. The one with the sibling tribes and the tour guide. Yes. And they're basically like, it actually was, and Aang lies about it, but like, that's where I'm getting this out of. It's basically, it's like, it wasn't a great war. They were actually fighting over a ball, and it was because of a game. Like, that's where I'm getting at with this. Is like, that's what this is feeling like. The sibling tribes and it's coming to that point where it wasn't a great war. There was never a big battle. It was just them fighting over the silly things as children. They were actually brothers. And it wasn't 10,000 years. He was only put in timeout for 10 minutes. Like, that's... It was a very, very small thing that happened. But because of how many years it's been, right? That is why. That's why it's gone to such a big scale. It's because it was such a small little thing that happened, but because of what happened, it grew to a massive size. And I feel like that perfectly represents Bannerfall if my theory is right. I'm going to push back and heal before I push forwards. And I don't need to do anything because my teammates got it. I feel like there's at least 2 people in a stack. Cool. Which is nice. It's nice to not need to like fully try and just play for damage, just to like assist. That should be enough. I am just 3 points under for the next rank of plat. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like Bannerfall is just to that point, so. But honestly, if I need to finish the thumbnail, but I probably could later today get to Masters. You know what? Sure, someone else can play it. Someone else can go Spectre. I can go Healer. I don't mind, genuinely, I don't mind playing the support character and just focus on heals if my teammates are that confident in just getting kills. Whatever lets us win. Because I just want to get the Master. I will flex play. I am perfectly used to flex playing. Anyone up there? No. You're there, though. We'll just back off on that real quick. So that there. I'm going to do that. Team is getting pushed. He's getting pushed again. It's not just you. There we go. Ugh. The comms have been a problem. Honestly, after what Owen said today, Appo has some sick movement tech. Like Appo, if Appo needs to get out of a situation, Appo can shooting star up, switch the shield bash to launch forwards, and then like water bucket clutch. Like Appo has got some fun movement tech that she can do with that. Yeah, it's gonna cost a lot to do, but if you need to get out of somewhere. Other than that, like a lot of the it's gonna heal sooner than later. Okay, well. No, I will literally take us both out. I do not care. I'm not dealing with that. I'm not gonna whiff my hit and then let it be lower. I'd rather just chuck the potion and just both of us go out. Because I thought we had people left, and I'm like, I'll just do the self-sacrifice. I didn't realize we did not. Well, that's fine, though. I really enjoy this class. I don't know why. Rebound is quite nice. I'm also not used to... I know it's speed 1, but it's still... Okay, that shouldn't have hit me. I'm just saying that now. Not used to the speed 1 movement, but that's fine. I'll get used to it. Maybe switch. Actually, I'm gonna do this one instead. I lose the crossbow and I lose the speed, but the void... This is just super useful. Especially because they have a Spectre. That means the Spectre can never get to us, because Spectre just can't actually do anything about it. Especially towards endgame. Like, if I just chuck that down there... Alright. I can then... throw that to there. Okay, cool. So I didn't... That's an interesting thing. I didn't know that orbs can actually be broken, or the orbs can break the mines. So that's good to know. Also, yes, I have been hydrating. I have been drinking water. Like, I don't play this game a tremendous amount, in the sense of, like, knowing every single little tech and detail, so I'm still learning stuff. Like, the amount of hours that I've played, I've just learned that the damage orb... I think it's only damage, I'm not sure, but, like, any orb can now break a trip mine. Like, that's something I did not know, and that's cool. Because my guess is because it's a projectile. Because the projectile, it will damage it. So, pretty interesting, pretty neat. Yeah, chat, what have y'all been up to? It is Friday after all. What have y'all been doing? Ugh. And writing? Ooh, drawing. Homework. Ah, I see. Writing thesis master's work? Ooh. Owen Raiders, welcome on in. And Shay, thank you for resub for 6 months and subbing so far at 30. I appreciate that. Welcome on in, guys. We just won our most recent game of BattleBox Ranked. We are trying to get to Masters. We're in Platinum right now, so once we get through Platinum, we get to Master rank. But it's a grind, that's for sure. Hope y'all are well. Hope the hardcore streams were good. We're kind of just chilling out right now playing. We were talking about theory crafting on like the world build theory of Bannerfall. So after yesterday's stream, I believe it was, of what is it? When the little white kingdom that's like in the middle of no man's land. 2 years? Nice, Olive. What is it called? That little white kingdom. Well, let me do this without playing a game. The white kingdom that's in no man's land. I have this theory / world building is like the Forgotten Kingdom. Yes. That's how this entire conflict happened. And in my head, how this all started was it was this Forgotten Kingdom that was in the middle of no man's land. No banners, no nothing tied to it. Because I learned also that the Reds put up those banners. And it started with just a bunch of kids playing medieval fantasy. They were monarchs, they were knights, they were wizards, they were mages, rogues, whatever you want, right? And what happened was there was a disagreement, whether that was they were arguing about who should be the monarch, who should be the king, the queen. The right banners is where they got red, I think. Okay, still white, right? There's no tying color. And so they disagreed with each other. And they said, okay, well, I'm going to make my own kingdom. And I'm going to make my own kingdom. Talking about this one, yeah. And the idea is that over generations upon generations, over a very simple argument of children or kids, friends fighting over who should be king and queen or monarch, however, whatever royalty you want, right? This happened to lead into generations upon generations where people don't question why these two nations are fighting. It's just it's always been that way. But it all started with just these kids fighting. That's my theory. It just started like that. And I was trying to remember where I saw like this from. Like this theory like popped in my head after I saw it and like why Bannerfall felt so like familiar to me. And it was because in Avatar: The Last Airbender, there's an episode where they have to get through the Great Divide. And they're trying to have a tour guide, and they're like, we'll take you through here. And then they're like, no, we'll take you through here. And they're arguing over it because they're basically both saying that each one did wrong, and they're both bad. And then Aang unironically lies about it. But what he's saying is that there was no actual conflict. It was that these two brothers were playing a fun little game. And one of them did something happened and he got put in timeout, and it actually wasn't years upon years of being in prison or argument. It was just 10 minutes of fighting because they were just kids and one did something wrong. And like that in my head is Bannerfall because it's a lighthearted series. It's lighthearted in the sense that it's not like angst, dark, brooding, like Outsiders, right? It's still like they're still fighting, there's still quote unquote death to like characters in their lore, but the overall world building of what Bannerfall is right now has been this more like there's arguments, there's beef, but at the same time, hey, do you want to go play Farkle? Right. And so that's kind of my theory. We were speaking about it earlier, on how this whole conflict started and how the whole world building happened. Here. Can't have a palace series without dice. Exactly. But again, Owen, thank you for the stream, or thank you for the raid, if you are still here, and hope your stream went well. A very juvenile feeling conflict, even now. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What we're doing, though, chat, is we're playing BattleBox Arena Ranked. It just came out recently. There we are, the one rank before the highest rank, which is Masters. So I am technically top 100 in rank lifetime at the moment. I don't know how that works. I think it resets every 24 hours. But I'm just trying to get the master rank. Just so I can get fun, cool items to have. That's all I want. And it's been rough and a struggle. Oh, Separata. And we're fighting Separata. So it'll be interesting. This game, pretty much in ranked mode, you have to respect people trying to fill, and you have to not let them fill, because you have to watch it the entire time. So I'm doing this entirely solo. I could have people with me and play it, but it's more fun and a lot. It's a more of a challenge doing it solo because you can lose your rank. You do lose rank points. Yeah, sup. So it very much is a try to win 5 rounds. If not, it's fine. Go to the next one because you win more than you lose in points, but it is still a little rough. Why is this? Cool. That's cool. Thank you, game. Yeah, that's fair. I whiffed my hits there early on. So event reference? Sap's just on the other team, that's why. Yeah, our teammates need to be a bit more aggressive. We can't just hide here the entire time. Also, I think they're in a 4 stack right now. So it's going to be really, really difficult to actually play a Spectre to fly around them just because of they'll just call out, because unless it's super easy, but I believe Rotation, Thomas, Sap have all been into events, and as well as Gray. Also doesn't help when your teammate decides yeah. And that's why. If you want to get a win, you do have to fill. Because my teammates aren't being aggressive and fighting, so I'm gonna have to play a bit more conservative to try to get kills, but then also, if my teammates are stalling, just fill. I don't like filling. But it is what it is. One's invis right now. That just leaves our guy up top. Teammate playing, thank you. That's the other thing I don't like about Island. Are we winning? Yes, we are at the moment. Also, thank you, May, for the resub for 17 months. Jeez. It's already been that long. Crazy. But we are winning at the moment. Doesn't mean entirely, though, because we definitely can lose. It's this person who is their, biggest player when it comes to aggression. And so dealing with them will make that a little bit easier. I can also then the thing is, my teammate needs to stop bowing and fight. You can't just bow if your entire teammates are doing a fill or fighting mid. They need to stop just being passive. Because that would be a really big help if they could actually... Haven't played New Battle Box yet. Solo, it is rough. I'll say that much. A lot more filling, a lot more dealing with teams. But yeah, like... Am I already out of arrows? Thank you. Nice, and it's just this guy up here who I can watch through. Drop hitting has been getting better at least as well, because I've been doing that as Spectre a lot more. No, like, playing it solo is rough, because there's a lot more people that are either duoing, trios, a lot of trios, and a good amount of 4-stacks. So, you kind of need to rely a lot on your teammates, which makes it difficult. Because you don't know how well they're going to play. And sometimes they play very passively, and sometimes they play... not as passive. I need arrows though, so thank you for that. Be down there. Teammate, please. NT. Yeah, my teammates are just playing way too slow. Hey, you're flying. Spectre. Like, I'm 5, 4, and 7. I'm doing so much damage. Like, I'm doing enough to hit damage and such. It's just my teammates aren't capitalizing on it. Like, Sam out needs to like push in and not use bow. Like, they are a PvP. They like that kit entirely. I forgot that's not healing. Thought it was not. There we go. Oh, that's unlucky. Knockback plus crit into lava. That's just unfortunate. I'm so sorry, Saporata. Like, it's a knockback 2 axe. That's why I like this kit a lot, because you can knock back people, you can cobweb them, and you can also throw a hovering if they're chasing after you. I thought it was healing for some reason. I don't know why. I've been playing so much of the support class, I thought it was just healing innately. Yeah, you don't really ever want to... Oh, that's just unfortunate by Thomas. Again, knockback is just so rough. Like, I'll stall and get cobwebs down, and my teammates can finish him off. But... Yeah, 8-4 with 7 assists. Like I said, cobwebs, you just put it in there. It's just rough. No, it's fortunate for me. I'm saying it's rough to get knocked back like that, because Thomas was just running, and I just hit him while I was flying around, and so the knockback just pushes him in the lava. Like, it's like a feel bad moment, if you know what I mean. There you go. I'm also really used to Spectre class now at this point. It's like my main class that I use just because it allows me to play more aggressive. And also still help even after I die once, so... It's great for me, because I'm increasing ranking. I am 2 more games away from Plat 1, and then after that, X amount of games into Masters. And then I'm, like, solid. Like, I'll probably play it later tonight, just off-screen get Masters. It doesn't mean it will be easy, but... You know what? Sure, you can have a teammate. If someone wants it. Anybody want it? There you go. I'm gonna actually go Trickster. The few seconds of invis is nice. Now, how we're going to... Yeah, so for those who don't know, Trickster is a really cool kit-wise. It's a small, so it's basically it's a short bow. So you only do 1.5 to 3 hearts of damage, where a normal bow does it. It's the same thing with like a short sword. You can't crit with the sword, but you have like a crossbow or something. It's basically for the difference in balancing. In my opinion, could be balanced a little bit easier, but nothing crazy. There we go. When you're tiny, you get people ankles. There is not that class. May, are you more sword or bow type of person? Or crossbow when you fight PvP? Sword? Okay, yeah. Or bow, hey, crossbow? Okay, yeah. So I would then suggest not doing... Don't do sharpshooter, because then the entire thing relies on its crossbow. Ranger is a fun class. One or two. Spectre is mainly axe. Like, its whole thing is axe. It has some sword kits, but like the axe is like its main thing. If you want to heal, healer. If you can get your shots of bow, flanker's pretty good. Scrapper is very, very good if you're consistent with your swords in PvP. It also gives you temporarily extra... That's fair. I was planting. Probably shouldn't have, what's the word? Filled. I probably should have just placed one down. But that's on me. I'm 2-1 right now with 2 kills, because I'm not playing really aggressive. I'm more just playing, a bit more passively. I kind of just run in charge. Yeah, you don't really want to run in charge. I'll say that much for this one. The game has slowed down a lot with BattleBox Arena. It's either you have to deal with people rushing, or you are the one that is filling. Teammate, I wish you would have covered. One guy's on half at heart. He's invis running away. Yep, there it is. Like, my teammates, I'm perfectly confident in that they'll win. Like, that's why I'm not too... Sorry, like, literally, I'm 2-2-2 right now. I'm not playing aggressive. I'm just trying to actually take util away from them, and then just trade hits to get them low. Again, focus way more on survivability. The one thing I need to get like right, and I need to practice more when PvP, is telling distance. When I can and cannot hit, especially when I try to combo, because I will somehow back away in a fight. Just enough to get to the point that it's like... How did that miss? Jeez. Oh, we won. Sick. Just to get to the point of, like, knowing my range. Because, like, I went 5 and 2 there. Alright. One more game, and I should be Plat 1. And then after that, it's then a grind to... What's the word? A grind to Masters. Which you need to go really good or really bad. I really don't know how this game's going to go. Actually, we're gonna play this a little bit differently. We're gonna just try rush filling this round. Never done it before. We're gonna try rush filling. I'm gonna try the good old TNT rush fill. And see if that does anything. Okay, that didn't work. I got spotted right away. I think I need to play more on left and right side. I need to place the TNT there and then start filling on this side. I think that's what I need to do. The very thing you can destroy. Yeah, I don't think it will work, unfortunately. I think everyone's too focused on mid. That I think I'm going to have to play something a bit differently. That's fine. I think it will definitely play better if I had a team, but going into it solo, unless someone else capitalizes with you, I don't think it will work, unfortunately. But that's okay. I'll just play my normal Spectre and just try to get kills. Because it doesn't seem like they're rushing either, so we shouldn't have any, like, concerns regarding that. Okay, cool. So apparently... wildest shot I've ever seen when I'm here, and the game registers the arrow to come through this direction. That's insane, but okay. That is a crazy server diff ping. I could probably, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. Can all try to push one side and see if that goes, because they aren't really rush filling. Well, not at the moment, at least. And even if I do lose this one, it's fine. Like I said, I'm not too stressed about it. This grind is more of just longevity than anything else. I got no arrows. But this person is filling. Okay, cool. So we have to actually defend mid the entire time instead of just trying to go for kills. Like this. Oh, slash team. Like, if we want to go fill, we can go fill. I do not mind. Other way around. Okay, cool. Yeah, there isn't any way to know who's TNT Sue, unfortunately, either. Yeah, we're kind of just getting rolled, unfortunately. Yeah, the unfortunate thing is that like, yeah, person's just filling because you can't you can't kill the person fast enough if they're just only placing blocks. And unfortunately, my team was not as organized as the other team, even if it's just solo. But that's fine. Where am I at right now? Yeah, I'll win here and then need to win another 2. That's the downside of this, is that points do matter, and you will win some and you will lose some. Can't win them all, and that is fine. Can I actually make that? Oh, yeah, I can. Oh, it's nothing down here. Sad. Thought it was like this little secret entrance that I'd never seen before. Up. Up. There we go. Okay, so yeah. Alright, let's see. Do we get a better team overall? Are we gonna get the same team? Do not know. Yeah, I've also learned the MMR in this game, like, for how they have it set up is weird. You have, like, your normal MMR, but there's also a secret MMR that I'm not too sure of, if that makes sense. There's an MMR that also determines where a person should be placed in, like, to go up against each other. MMR. Basically, MMR is your skill, like your individual skill points, so the game can try to balance teams out. AKA matchmaking rating. It's your rating for where the game matches you. Just this person up here, and I can tell they're not in a proper chat because he didn't look up right away without knowing I was there. So this game should go a bit more smooth. Yeah, so basically I'm versing people that are within my same rank, but there's also another level towards your individual skill. And so it tries to put you with that. So because I didn't do too great that last game, and I got like maybe 2 kills, and I was like mid-round, this game is different from someone that went like an 11-0 game, right? It basically puts you in a position to where it tries to balance out your playstyle. Doesn't do like... it doesn't do like anything crazy regarding to skill. But it does... Wait, were you low? I guess you were low. It does try to make it as even as possible, because sometimes I got into lobbies where it puts me up against 4 stacks, because that's just what the game needs. And so it can't find the most optimal, so it sometimes just throws you into a thing around your skill level, not the exact same. So I've gotten into lobbies where I'm like against a full 4 stack of people who are in like the Island Battle Box League, which is a community-driven battle box competition. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna get rolled here, but not always. Where'd I get shot from? Oh, you. That's why. Cool. Thank you. My comboing and my backing up has gotten better with practice through through PvP Club. Like, that has gotten better. I just need to get timing down. Well, not timing, my distance to when my first hit matters. Because once I hit once, I know, but it's before that first hit. That's the part that I need to work on. Because sometimes I'll charge at someone, and like, I know I can hit from this range, but I somehow miss, even though my crosshair is perfectly on it, because I'm just slightly out of range. It's funny how 3 people came charging towards me. Because they treated me as said threat. So I'll just chuck that down onto you. Wait, and then hit, fly up. And we still win this because we can just place... Yep, there it is. Like I said, I've played this kid enough now to where even if I'm not doing much in the sense of actually getting kills, I know how to fly around and be annoying and just feint hits to where I seem like I'll fall down, but then I don't. Or I'll move away to seem like I'm gone and fly back in. Because it's a really good distraction. For example, coming up this direction, there's now 2 of them. I can hit that there. And then kill you. Oh, that's just unlucky timing with the thing. Yeah. We still win. GG. Actually, do I have anything? Skill unlocked. Annoyance. Basically, yeah. I don't know where this is going to put me. Exactly. Yeah, we're pretty much roughly around the same area. But I also don't know how much I am losing point-wise. I need to see after a game where we lose how much points I'm losing to see where it's at. Oh, next round. Hi, Apple Die. Thank you for the community gifted. You know what? Sure, teammate. You can be Spectre if you want. Who want to be Spectre? Or not? Okay, I'll go and play it again. Losing around 14 points? Yes, but I've gone up higher rank, and so I'm getting 27 points now instead of like 35. So it's less, but then also I don't know how many points I'm getting per loss. So I don't know what the... If it's increased, if it's decreased, I am not sure yet. Okay, you're just lagging, unfortunately, Dinoball, which is unfortunate because you're on the enemy team. Great for me, terrible for you. There it is. There it is. I mean, ideally I don't lose any, and I just win and we can just get Masters today. That is the ideal scenario. But who knows? I think I'd have to win like 4, maybe 5 games in a row if I wanted to hit Masters, but I don't really know what happens after Plat 1. Like, once I reach Plat 1, what is the number? Connect once. They're up there. Nice teammate. Awesome. Yeah, also, me being quiet and really not talking much is because I need to focus a bit more on game, unfortunately. So, but it is what it is. It happens. I want to win. I'm not like fully dead silent, I'm not like full zoned in, but we're playing better. Well, if I was locked in, I wouldn't be talking to chat at all this stream. Like, it would just be entirely silent. Oh. Thank y'all for getting in there. You went to lava. Cool. Yeah, and that's why I cobweb there, because their entire team ran into those cobwebs. It's why I cobweb that, because it basically traps them in water and they can't hit. I've also realized if I just relax and I don't be tense when I play, it's better, like, overall. Oh, you just ran through that. Okay, you have some of the worst lag I have ever seen. Like, my goodness. Okay, sure. I don't know what happened. They just exploded. Dynaball, I don't know what your ping is, but you should not be playing ranked right now. Just for your own sanity. And I know they probably can't hear me, but it's rough. Because you're probably wondering why things aren't registering hit-wise. See, how am I supposed to kill someone who lags? That's my question. You know? Dude, my gosh. This person's ping is so atrocious. I would consider almost hacking in a sense for how much they're TPing. I know it's not. I know it's just their connection is terrible to the server, but like. Like, again, person is There we go. My goodness. We still won. That puts us to Plat 1, I believe. So let's go there. Yay, finally. Because that 22 puts me at a Plat 1. We got 2 more points. Now we just need 100 more. The issue that now comes down to is if we lose next game, I don't think there is a safety barrier for me to be deranked, in the sense that if I lose this next game, I think we'll go back down to Plat 2. Not like lose it all, but just be under the barrier of Plat 1. So I technically need to win 2 more games, or at least one win this next one, ideally. So I have a little bit of a buffer if I lose a game. Because at first it's been pretty easily lose 1. If you could lose 3 and get it all back in 1 game. Now, not so much. I don't know how much we're going to get from this in this next game of winning. But it's definitely something. But I just want to get Master Rank once. That's all I want to do. All I want to do is just get into Master Rank, because it doesn't matter if I drop out of it afterwards, I still get the rewards because it was my highest rank achieved before the end of the season. I will say, though, the season lasts until, like, March, so, like, I'm kind of speedrunning through this right now, but, like, I got other things to do. I know in February I'm going to be building a lot of stuff, so not going to be as much Battle Box. But we will see. We will definitely see. Scavenger, not you. You. Wait, no, pose. Never mind. One and 2. I got two keys. Something good. I don't know if I have the sewing needle. That might be a new item. No, I do have the sewing needle. Never mind. Any cosmetics? Yeah, no. I like collecting them, but there's not a lot of like cosmetics that I would consistently wear. So I don't know. It hasn't really been the cosmetic that I've been like, ooh, yes, I really want to wear that cosmetic. Like the cat. It's not even like that specifically. It's just like in general, the cosmetics are cool. There's some really cool cosmetics, but just some things are very a lot like I don't wear certain player heads because player heads can be a very big, obvious like sign. I teleported too low there. Yep. Dude really just rage quit off of a 1-round loss. That's crazy. See, abandoned. Yeah. Well, we're gonna learn how many. We're gonna learn how many points I lose off of this. Unfortunately. It really should be like after 1 round, if you lose the game and someone abandons on the first round, the game just ends. And the team gets a little bit of points and you guys don't get any points. Like it should be something like that. Because it's like okay, cool. My hit just did not register because I was still apparently in immunity after I came out of that, so they didn't take damage. Speaks for itself. Oh yeah, no, they just decided to rage after 1-1 and left. Well, it is what it is. Like I said, you can't really do. Like people that DC should just get like mid-game something, just get a massive penalty. Don't know what. Needs to be something though. Because it just automatically turns it into a I'm just gonna fill. Like we can technically still win this if we kill most people on the ground and the guy with the bow doesn't notice. We can most likely kill everybody. Like most likely win and such. Like it's not over, but it definitely is gonna be rough. Pretty much kill. If you can kill 2. Oh, I accidentally threw that because I thought it was a regen spark and not a potion. Yeah, and then they just go do it now, and so it's just an instant lose battle because it's just now a fight for mid no matter what. Since that would suck, dude. Yeah, this person didn't have internet issues though. And this person got a kill, lost a round, and then rage quit. Because if they had internet issues, they would then come right back and then join the game. Because you can actually come back and join a game. So Like, I'm the only one getting kills right now. It's just rough. It's like, it really is unfortunate. Because they're not just gonna only just force to fill every round. Because they've just been doing that the entirety of it. They just TP to the middle and then they fill. And can't go and join back. That wasn't just a random like thing though. It was literally after they lost. Yep. Well, we get to see at least how many points we lose. What we were wanting. And hopefully not get a teammate who decides to just rage quit after losing one round. And the answer is 23. Yikes. Okay. So basically it's just a win-lose game right now. So it's you better win every single round now at this point. Or most of your rounds. Because if not, you're not going to get your rank. It really is rough. Really, really is rough. So ideally, we just get good teammates every single round. And then we just win 5 rounds in a row. It's pretty simple. Simple on paper, hard to execute. I actually grabbed the wrong kit. And, yep, okay, cool. Just some luck is needed. Yeah, but my luck in games, it's never great. It is never great. See, again, I don't get why my teammate decides to just rush in on one person by themselves, because what's happening... The arrow should have hit, but okay. Sure. But, you know, teammates running in by themselves into a group of 1v4ing because they're targeting one person and then dies fucking the kill is going to happen. We're also using not the best classes right now that are ideal for this map. But that's just how it works. You lose some, you win some. And unfortunately, you got to deal with it because you can't win a 1v4 every single round, especially in high rank. Thank you, teammate. Like, that's the thing, if they overextend, it's way easier for us to win because they are overextending. The main thing is just making sure that we try to position ourselves in a way that is easier to get to. Because that's all we gotta do. We don't need to overextend. Like, I really need this to be this one. Just so I can get more arrows. Oh, no, trust me. It is... I do feel frustration. But at the same time, also frustration isn't gonna make me any better. Right, like... How does my teammates in a 2v1 just lose that? I don't understand. You guys had, like... This is what I'm talking about, of, like, frustration. Is that y'all just had a 2v1 and y'all decided to just fight them one at a time. And not help each other. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, that was a perfectly easy 2v1 that y'all just lost there. And I ran towards y'all because it was in a group fight and I needed health, so I was trying to regen. Gonna regenerate health there. And my teammates are... There we go. I'm like, are they going to kill the guy? And they are, thankfully. Crossbow makes it easier to just take shots. Higher velocity, less needing to look up or down. And I start questioning if there's a better use of time. I'm stubborn. That's the thing. I've grinded out too many games to where I'm like, I did put this much effort into it. It'd be a waste of time now if I stopped doing this. It's brute forcing without the brute forcing. Is sort of what it comes down to. I thought only... Need to be careful with that, because I didn't want to accidentally die. Sunk cost fallacy, basically, yeah. I think you'd be good at it. See, Hollow Knight I've seen and I played, but it's just something like I don't know if I would actually enjoy. Oh, and someone on their team DCs again. ASD is having not a great time. It's also, I know we've hit the 3-hour mark. But... That's one win. Yeah, the benefit of this crossbow, or this class, I should say, is the fact that left click does less damage with this class. But I have an increased projectile speed. So I can aim pretty much around somebody, and it's like hit scan, almost. Not necessarily hit scan, but it's a lot faster. And then, if I hit them again, it will then the glowing effect person that I hit attacks them with glowing, so you then gain knowledge of where somebody's at. But also, next time I know with an arrow shot. It does an additional 1.5 hearts. And you'll hear a little ding noise because of it. The issue is there's like... an absolute metric ton of trips there, and they still won because of it. And that's the frustrating part. Because my teammates, instead of trying to break them, will just run into them instead and just take the damage. Also, this falsy person decides to, instead of sprint jumping everywhere, only runs, doesn't sprint jump for some reason. Anonymous Gifter, thank you for the 1 month sub to Light Hydra. How did that hit? Go see if I can heal. Cool. And I'll just combo you to there, and then we win. My goodness. Not crazy. Not a fun experience. That's what I'm saying. Games are just constantly close. Like... I essentially need to win this next game to be solidified into Plat 1. But it is crazy. Alrighty, let's hope, chat, we can actually get into another game. Oh, music just stopped. Oh, we went through the entire playlist. Whoopsie. Santorini. Oh, jeez. Okay. I don't know if we're gonna win this one. Gonna be honest. Only reason why I say that is because previous team with getting Falsey on my team again. The other two, don't know. They could be absolutely gods. Do not know. It's kind of like what I said earlier. You don't really know how these games are going to go when you're solo, because you kind of realize who's on your team, who has played well and who doesn't. And I cannot tell you if the person that didn't do good last game will do good this game, and vice versa. Again, why are my teammates only in spawn? Like, we don't need someone to feed arrows. We need someone to actually shoot arrows. If friends better, yeah, 100%. Any lobby, anyone is it's better to play with. Based on that, it's because you just know people name. Like, you also just tell just based off tab. Like, I played against these people, I played with them, and I can just automatically, like, you just know based off of names. What hit me? Yeah, we're gonna lose this. Yeah, we're gonna lose this. It's just a GG go next game. No one on my team is actually playing aggressive, and they're just staying in spawn. And if someone does play aggressive, they just decide to hold W and run into a 1v3 or 1v4. It doesn't help that none of them, in point-wise, if you look on the thing, is even remotely close to the enemy team. I didn't land that hit? That's crazy. Also, I left that person originally that my teammate was fighting because I thought they would have killed them because they were on half a heart, but I guess not. Like, the game isn't over. We've won one round. If we technically continue playing like that and I don't get sniped out of the sky randomly, wonderful. Let me fly, please game. Team, please, can we get some kills? I can't be the only person going 5-3 when all y'all are 0-2, 0-4, and 3-3. Please, can we get kills? It'd make this game way easier if y'all can get your kills. Like, as Spectre, I also can't do anything when someone just chucks down trip mines, because Spectres don't get arrows when they're in ghost mode. But again, my two teammates decide to just stay in spawn the entire time. Like, we're in Plat 1. Why am I 7-3 right now? I don't want to be the highest, like, scoring person on the team. Because that means my teammates aren't getting kills and I have to kill them. I'm trying to make this easier for myself. Right now, yes, in this game my back is hurting because I am 7-3. Like... I don't know why we're rushing in. I don't know why we're just running into 1v4s. It's not helping. Like, I don't understand how someone who's in a platinum rank is going 0-6. No offense, but I want to know why. Ranked ends? Rank isn't ending. Battlebox Arena ranked is just always gonna be here. That's the whole point of ranked. Yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Well, GG, go next. Can't do much when we basically play a 3v4. And back down to plat 2 that I go. Minus 23 points. Yep, there it is. I would love it if the game stops putting you with teammates over and over again. Like, it would be great if I stopped getting teammates every single round, because it basically makes you play way worse in the sense, because it's a team-based game. Right, like, I can get 8 kills there, but if I have a teammate who goes 0-7 or 0-8, whatever it was, it doesn't help, right? Like, no, like, I'm not trying to be rude. I am a little toxic about it, but it's like, I'm trying to play, and putting us in a group where it's a constant 3v4, what is happening right now. I don't know how this person has gotten to plat 1 as a solo when they're continuously every single game going 0 and something. And yes, I am being a little toxic and rude about it, but at the same time, I am just stating the factual thing behind it. Like, saying I can feed arrows to the ranger pre-match, you have arrows for a reason, right? Like, use the arrows. Use what you have. Use what you have. Don't, like, suffer. Like, don't just do that, because now basically you're not firing arrows at anybody. That guy flew because I chucked a knockback orb. Like, if you're not comfortable with a bow, don't use a bow class. Or, like, switch to crossbow or something. But, like, this battle box is a bow-based game. It is entirely a ranged-based mode. That's what Noxer intended it to be. Sky Battle is more PvP, like melee. Compared to everything else. Like, you need to melee. Like that's the thing. Like, you need to use your bow in this. If you don't use your bow and you're just like, I'm just gonna feed arrows to somebody at the start of the match, you're automatically, like, forcing yourself to play worse. Like, if I get lobbies like this where I'm just easily killing players and it's not that big of an issue, wonderful, great, but I need that for every lobby. I missed my hit there. But like again, why are you just trying to fill when you know your teammates are fighting in a 1v4? I don't understand the context of going, I'm gonna push mid even though my teammates are fighting and I'm gonna fill. Help your team! Fight! Melee! Something! I also wish in BattleBox Arena, it took into account you doing individually, because, like, if we still lose this and I go, like, 12 and something, right? The issue is, though, is that my teammates just continue to hold W and run in and fight, which I can't help with. Like, I would love to just have easy games, but that's never gonna happen when I continuously queue into solo mode and my teammates aren't being able to get any kills. Which sucks. Oh, I hit that first game. Can I please just not deal with this right now? Like, how are we going 0-4, 1-5, and 0-3, please? Like, I am 10-3 right now, but because of how my teammates are playing, we're basically going to lose this. Like, that is ridiculous. If they say BattleBox isn't a team game, show them this clip. No, it's not a crash out, it's just like loud frustration. And they filled. They just straight up filled. Okay, cool. And that's the other thing, it's like, we can't do anything because I can't be in multiple places at once, right? So while I'm fighting someone, my teammates aren't at mid. So I now have to watch mid, but if I'm watching mid, my teammates are dying. It's like you can't do everything in BattleBox because it's not supposed to be that. Like, I am 11-3 right now. I should not lose any points because I'm going 11-3. Right, like, it's unfortunate, right? That, like, I've gotten the same teammate who has gone 0 and something the entirety, or like now they've gotten 1 kill, but it's been 3 games now, and that's their first getting a kill, and my other teammates go 0 and 5. It's like, what do you want me to do? right? I want to at least end on at least a win. Because, my goodness, I'm going to wait a little bit so I don't get queued in with that same person over and over again. And then we're going to run it back. Would be less frustrating. Yeah, like, if it actually took, like, oh, hey, this person got 11 kills. Oh, their teammates all got 1 kill. And they lost. Maybe this person doesn't lose their points. Because that is the most unbalanced game type to deal with, right? Like, I'm a competitive person. I understand where balancing can be thrown into it. The balancing of a game where you have to rely strictly on your teammates and not just on your skill. Because the game has things in mind to where you can lose just because a team decides to do something no matter how good you are. Right? One person cannot stop somebody rush filling. Like, there are competitive-based ranked games that utilize team-based mechanics and are helpful with team-based mechanics, but also at the same time, it just becomes race fill. No, exactly. Like, I would love it if Nox Crew actually implemented an individual skill rank base ranking, and also realized, hey, maybe we shouldn't just bring Meltdown. Yeah, like, maybe we shouldn't have this person be on the same team as this person who has basically lost every single game on their team that they've been on, because it doesn't feel like it's balanced enough no matter how good this person's playing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand how in a ranked-based system I can get 3 teammates for competitive balance, right? Competitive balancing. We get put into MMR, and I get 3 teammates who go, all of them but one person gets 1 kill that entire game, and it becomes a, what, 3-5? If I just had people helping get kills, it'd be way easier. But unfortunately, how BattleBox is designed... Also, hello, Shop. It's just not fun. Like, you're telling me I am playing as best as I can at the skill level that I am, in the rank that I am, but I get a teammate or teammates who don't get any kills, or get them relatively low for that matter. It's just rough. Like, the benefit of Valorant, right, or CSGO, right, is that those games rely entirely on your own skill, to where, like, even if you plant the bomb, it doesn't automatically make it a win. A team can just decide they're just going to rush fill, and you're still going to lose because your team can't stop them rushing and filling in mid. Especially as someone who's solo. Okay, so entirely new people. Entirely new set of people. Now this means that these people might be really good, and I might play worse. But it also could mean we get a game where my teammates are really good. Don't know, because these are new people. He's not playing Sona, which yeah, I want to get into Masters solo, which I know I can. It's just gonna be me hitting my head against a wall over and over again. Okay, my hit just didn't register on that person. That's cool, even though I was within their hitbox. That's a fun game. It's not just Spectre, and no, you kill our Spectre, they're gonna kill ours. It's gonna be a little fight of air battle. We win, cool. Like, that's the thing. Like, if I can have teammates like this where I die early and they can still clutch, I would rather have that over me getting 11 kills a game. Because kills don't mean anything in battle box rank. That's what I'm saying. This group is much more organized. That's why I'm like, I would honestly, I'd rather be on a team where I die super early on and my team can clutch up every single time than me going 11 and 4. See? I'm 0-2, but I have 2 assists. My teammates are being able to get kills. I'd rather take this over me needing to like fly around and deal with consistently teammates who just aren't doing much. Like, I'd rather be on the losing end, but still putting in the effort to get them at least low, you know? That's what I would rather have. Yeah, this is going to be my last game, though, because after this game, I need to make a thumbnail, upload a YouTube video, and then I'll be back on here later probably to grind out Master offline, or non-streaming wise. I don't even know where that one came from. Like, I'm happy to just get assists. Like, genuinely, I would much rather play a game where I am just the person getting assists the entire time. That's unlucky. Dude dropped down into the guy who was shooting the arrow. That's unfortunate. Like, that is really unlucky. He dropped down in front of... That's why I always start dropping behind somebody when I try to drop down. Yeah, no, like, that's just rough. Honestly, I'm gonna switch to... I'm gonna switch to heavy crossbow, and the reason why is because since they have a Spectre, this is just gonna allow counter. Yeah, I can't melee, but... Okay. Fair enough. And that person chased after me. Yep. And they're just filling, yeah. I think you go right side instead of left. I am at a higher rank than we started on stream. I'm a little bit lower than before. Okay, sure, even though my range was definitely farther from you, you still somehow hit me. Yeah, our teammate who's playing Spectre isn't doing great. To be fair, I'm only 1 in 5, but maybe we just stay in spawn and fire. Like, I don't know, I'm trying to figure out how to counter their Spectre in the easiest way possible, but some teammates were, yeah. Like, I probably, if I was plat 1 out of those 3 games, I probably would have been mid plat 1 the Masters by now. But again, it's rough dealing with either I do well or I try to assist teammates the best way that I can. Nope, there it is. Yeah, what's it called? The sharpshooter kit on this map is not great. It's good if you can get to it, but I think I started too late. Because you don't get a sword. And that's the unfortunate thing. Yeah, I am literally 99 away from it. That's crazy. There we go. Okay, benefit now. I actually do get a sword. So let's see how this goes. Because honestly, I could get Masters by the end of this weekend. I just need to... Oh, the choice of a melee weapon. Yeah. Teammates, help, please. There's only just 2 of them left. One of them's invis, one's behind you, teammate. Awesome. Thank you, team. Sword lets me play a bit more aggressive. Not like tremendously, but nothing crazy. Alright. Run away. I'm going to heal. Oh, I love that. I was trying to charge and I accidentally. Okay, their Spectre won that fight. And they just full. Yeah, fill. Yep, because no one is choosing to fight it, but oh well. Little rough on a game finish. We're basically plat 2 to plat 1 almost on the halfway point, but we're gonna call it there for today because we've been streaming for a little over 4 hours and I need a little bit of a break. So, or 3 hours, almost 4 hours, and I need a break, so unfortunately we didn't get a win to end it. Also unfortunate that the game decides to give us 3 games with the same teammate who does not play BattleBox. But yeah, other than that, let's raid into somebody. And we'll call it there for today. Let's see, who do we want to raid into? You know, let's raid in the Apo, because we don't usually get to raid in the Apo. So, / raid Apo Kuna. Join on the raid chat. Apo is playing Bannerfall, so y'all get to enjoy some Bannerfall streams. But thank you again. You all have been awesome, amazing, and wonderful. I'll see you all on Monday, where hopefully I have already won Masters, and we can just vibe playing on Island. If not, we might be doing that then. But take it easy, chat. As always, remember to abolish your regret. And again, thank you for all the follows, the subs, and just hanging out with me today. And again, thank you for Owen for the raid. That being said, remember to abolish your regret, and I will see you all next time.